So I mentioned in the beginning, Waterloo Engineering, very prestigious program, very competitive program to get into. Now, whenever I ask this question, people always want to be modest and like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you have to like looking back on yourself, what do you think it is that helped you get into like such a competitive program?
Sure. I think the first thing was marks. Like, Waterloo's a very, as you said, competitive program, and the like requirement to get in increases. It's insane how some students actually have 98 average achievement.
What did you have when you applied?
When I had in high school, I had 96 cumulative.
96, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that was like, I think at that point good enough. I feel like right now, if we reapply, it might not be.
Yeah.
It's become so competitive. So I feel like I got in during an easier period of time. And I think when I actually applied was for engineering, for electrical engineering. It's something that my dad was doing and a lot of my like friends and family were doing. So for me, it's I wasn't sure what engineering I would go into, but you seemed like the most I guess reasonable choice or the most attractive at that point. And when I was applying, it was just like I remember writing the AIF and talking about exactly what I mentioned, which is like playing with things, trying to break things, trying to actually just figure out how to build things from scratch. That might or may not help my case of getting into Waterloo, but that's kind of what I wrote about and was passionate about at that time.
So one of the things I always wonder about, like, so I know with Ivy, they're always like, it's not just enough to have high grades. You need to also have like extracurricular to be well-rounded.
Yeah.
For Waterloo Engineering, is it like mostly like all grades, or like you need to do other stuff as well?
I don't know. I think it's like with the AIF. I think I remember reading about like for all those who did want to go to engineering, Professor Bill Anderson's like famous blog for Waterloo Engineering. He talks about how like you need to have the grades, but then the AIF could bump your score. So as far as I know, again, not part of the recruiting for Waterloo, is that you apply with your grade, and the AIF can like bump you 2 marks or 3 marks, and then that overall kind of accumulated value is what is compared against others. And the AIF to talk about it, as I mentioned, like your passions, your interests, also your extracurriculars. In extracurriculars in high school, I was super involved with some council and with DECO, and VPs of both, and I feel like those probably help as well in terms of like the AIF form.
Do you need prior engineering experience? Like, does that help your application?
I don't think so. I don't have like much engineering, like real engineering experience. Like for me, it's just tinkering with math type things, just messing with it. I know a lot of friends who come in.
I've never coded before.
I've never coded before, and again, for me, like very low grade 12, like very little coding, very marginal. Just the ICS course in high school. But even then, it wasn't very engineering heavy for my aspect. Yeah.